I like Dragon Ball Daima. Sue me. There's a lot of people out there right now that thinks that accepting Daima for what it is a sin, because if Dragon Ball isn't at its highest of highs, then it's a garbage and you shouldn't support it. Yeah, all of Dragon Ball is a mess, but apparently I'm one of the few people that actually likes Daima. So much so that I actually dyed my hair red in homage to Super Saiyan 4 Daima. Yo, what's good? So there. And today I'm rewatching and critiquing all of Dragon Ball Daima. Why am I doing this, you may ask? Because Dragon Ball fans are stupid, and that's coming from a Dragon Ball fan. And content, duh. But essentially, I want to show things in this show that I think are personally stupid choices, things that other fans in the community think that are stupid, and try to defend some parts of the show while also being as aware as I can about the faults of the show. Starting with episode 1, Conspiracy. Conspiracy is the worst introduction to a show you could ever have. Look, I know I just said I like Daima, but just hold your horses. Because how do you give me a recap about what happened in Dragon Ball Z, then not even 30 seconds later, you give me a recap of what happened in Dragon Ball Z for 8 minutes? Like Goma and Degasu, Dudusu, I don't care, was just sitting here for a whole 10 minutes just going over what you just recapped at the beginning. That doesn't make sense. Like, I don't like that, and this isn't something that I'm defending here. This is one of the critiques that I 100% think that should have took it out. Moving on, Goma's motives could have been way more fleshed out and interesting, but fell extremely flat in the long run. Like, I understand why he did what he did, which was to cut out unwanted trouble. But one, Goku them would have never cared what was going on in the Demon world in the first place, since they never been there, nor had they had any idea where it was. And 2, is his thirst to be in charge a big joke for him being small? Because that would have been funnier here, I don't know. But Goma is a forgettable villain and was more of a joke than anything else. And Shin's brother seemed like he was gonna be more of a big bad behind the scenes, but there was nothing there. Like, it would have been a cool idea if, like, Degasu was actually the big bad, actually causing the Supreme Kai to actually have some type of conflict. I don't know, it just seemed like it had way more potential. And don't worry, we'll talk about Jimmy Neutron's rejected stepsister later. Neva is actually one of my favorite characters in Daima. Bro is just rage baiting these dudes the entire time, and it's one of the best things in the show. On top of that, Neva brings out the mystery that still lingers in the world of Dragon Ball. A lot of people say that Dragon Ball should end because there's nothing else to do. But I feel like the people that say that are only focused on the fights and the transformations, and that's it. But if you get your ass out of your head for 1 second, you'll see there's so much stuff that's just left to speculation in Dragon Ball. There's so much stuff that they could make stories about. So many worlds they could explore, so many interactions in history that was missed out in favor of fights and screaming, because you idiots are like babies with keys dangling in front of you, and I am too. Also, having none of the Tamagamis and Sparking Zero is wild. But fast forwarding a little here, if I had a nickel for every time the start of a Dragon Ball arc started with a party at Bulma's house, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. One of the other complaints that a lot of people had was the Potara earrings and how they were never consistent. Toriyama was never consistent and always forgot things he wrote. If you're complaining about that, then you're late to the party and you might as well just stay at home. On top of that, I still don't understand why they didn't just use the Dragon Balls to split, but whatever. Now let's go to another critique. Gohan not being in this show makes no difference. So many people complained about Gohan not being here like it was going to make the show 10 times more enjoyable for them, even though they already don't like the show. To make it make sense. If you say that's a critique of the show, you're just bitching the bitch. You're not actually critiquing anything. Y'all act like bro didn't just get a whole movie about him.
I both know that anything can happen at any time.
We both know that anything can happen at any time, Dende says. Then why the fuck don't you have Bulma on speed dial, dude? Also, why hasn't Dende made a wish to actually get a protector for the Lookout? Because they're not strong at all. That's not really a critique of the show, I'm just nitpicking there. This scene with Neva was cold as fuck, changed my mind. How many times would it take for you guys to understand if it's not you guys making a wish, it's most likely trouble? I swear the Z fighters are just idiots all the time. Also, Shinron being cool with Goku and them is so damn funny. But for the last critique of the episode, Goku and them turning into kids. If I had a nickel for every time Goku turned into a kid, I'd have 1 nickel, because the other one's fake. But if you were mad at this decision after a bunch of trailers, a bunch of advertisement, and an appearance in a video game in 30 minutes into the first episode, then why the fuck were you here in the first place? Moving on to episode 2, Glorio, aka the most boring character you could ever add. Leaving Dende would have prevented all of this, but whatever. I'm just mad that we didn't get to see more young Master Roshi, because I know bro was going crazy while Goku and him was gone. But I do love Vegeta's and Piccolo's friendship. But throughout the show, you really see how both respect each other, unlike most of the other Z fighters. And honestly, I wish we could have gotten more time just with them.
I could sense an unsavory presence at Kami's lookout.
Supreme Kai, what the fuck do you mean you felt an unsavory presence and just sat there? How haven't you been fired yet from this job, my boy? Like, damn, y'all suck. Also, Master Roshi just being Saitama is fucking hilarious. Popo was way too damn calm for what just happened, bro. But getting more lore from Dragon Ball is always appreciated, so whatever. But most of this episode is just kind of a slice of life episode, which is perfectly fine for me. I've said this before, but I do think that Dragon Ball could benefit from actually having more fillers / slice of life episodes. Simply because the fact that this show is really 90% action. But the 10% that isn't really does build off the other wonders and fun things you can find in Dragon Ball besides fighting and transformation. Interaction you only see ever so often and funny moments that aren't really there.
Oh no, I saw that whole thing go down.
Goran's a dick. Bro watched the whole thing like it was a TV show for him. But the power pole inclusion was cool. But it does suck that the more and more the show went on, the less and less it became prominent in fights. Now, closing off this episode, we get the lame-o himself,
Gordito.
Now, I'll talk about this guy more at the end of the show because I have a lot to critique about him. But for now, only thing I'll say about this scene is that everything about it was super convenient and only one person was wary about that. So finally Shin is useful. My damn man. Because he was the only one asking legit question. Also, the plain argument was dumb because he legit proved her point. But go off, Gordito. But the last thing I'm being critical about is Vegeta and them not going at first. I get they wanted to have a little adventure with Goku and the gang at first, but they could have easily done something where they got split up and crash landed in a demon world rather than just letting them sit there like sitting ducks, but whatever. Hopping over to episode 3, Daima. Alright, real question. What is Soror? And why is this the only way into the demon world? It's just weird, but honestly I like it, so moving on. Elf Goku is cursed and them getting pooped out is funny. Yes, I'm a child, sue me. One critique I do have is Dabura. He has a presence throughout Daima, but the critiquing actually goes to Dragon Ball Z. Dude, why would you bring a Dabura around and have this man be the coolest but lamest villain in all of Dragon Ball? Bro had aura, but you made him a slave whose whole personality and involvement revolved around Babbidi's rotten scrotum having ass. Even in video games, it's always Majin Dabura. It's not just Dabura. I don't know, it's just so much wasted potential going on in Dragon Ball Z. But back to Daima.
Not all that surprising that you've never been here before. Your kind stuck to the second demon world.
Gordito's racist. They definitely should have given Goku a blicky. That would have been funny. But getting into the third demon world, once again, this episode doesn't really do anything besides start the journey off. So there isn't much to really critique. If you were offended by the anime by this point, you should have stopped watching. I'm just saying. If I was to critique anything, it would probably just have to be the bar scene. Don't get me wrong, it was fun to watch, but it was a pretty basic scene where the new people in town get antagonized by the local bandits because they're tough. I'm sure. I'm just saying this trope has been done a billion times before. And say what you want about Daima, but Daima has some of the cleanest fights in all of the series. And the fact that these fights don't drag on for too long is another plus as well.
Okay, little round here!
That's gotta be a slur. But besides that, let's move on to episode 5, Chatty. I didn't understand what Chatty meant. You really thought locking a plane was gonna stop bandits from stealing it? Okay, Gordito.
Bet you'd give Supreme Kai a run for his money.
I'm like, the bar isn't too high here.
Rub-a-dub-dub!
Alright, I understand that Goku got turned back into a kid, but where the fuck does he get the idea to say this? He's not even in a damn tub! Also, why is Gordito so disgusted? Isn't this like regular food in their world?
Yucky! Ugh.
Hold the fuck up. Goku can eat a grilled demon lizard, but draws the line at Boba. Like, I know this is a nitpicking critique, but really, what the fuck? Unless they come out with season 2 of Daima, these bugs literally hold no significance to the show and was only there to tease a new type of fusion.
Which didn't happen.
Look, honestly, I'm not mad at the idea of them using the Sky Seed to get somewhere, but did they really need to use this? Don't get me wrong, 120 kilometers is a good amount of distance, but you're telling me the demon world never heard of a damn car? You got a plane that can literally go through space, but y'all don't know how to put wheels on metal? Get the fuck out of my face. But side note, I really wish the demon world had introduced us to more characters like the 2 shop owners. That right there is the weird, funny side of Dragon Ball that I really like to see a lot of the times, rather than just fighting and transformations and the basic shit that we always get. And honestly, I would have loved to see more of these characters in the show more, just saying. This is the 3rd time they've brought up the Sea of Darkness. And how convenient is it for them to fall right over one? Like, damn, there really isn't much to see in a demon world, is it?
Keeps getting better. Man, I really want to gather the Dragon Balls.
But do you, Goku? Or do you want to just fight them? He said that like Goku had an interest to actually gather them. But Goku has never really wanted a selfish wish from the Dragon Balls. So him saying this is a nitpick, but kinda weird that he said Dragon Balls and not that he wanted to fight them, because usually he'd just be straight up. They didn't really need the Dragon Balls in the end, if we're being honest. Yes, their powers were decreased in kids form, but this was really just backtracking. Which I'm not completely mad at, because we did get them in adult form at the end, and that is what I wanted. The switch up here was way too fast, so this face from Shin was definitely warranted.
I don't know if this water is safe to drink.
Are you talking to a dude that eat bugs? Why do you care?
Those unable to pay will be penalized 3 years of their lifespan for each coin they're short.
America. Gotcha.
This is no way to treat your elders! How dare you, sir! Stop resisting!
America. Gotcha.
That's enough, you creeps.
So, fuck the first guy, huh? Why did you wait till they already stole someone's life to actually do anything? Also, what the fuck was the plan here? Even if it did go off, she doesn't know how to fight. And I know that bomb wouldn't have done anything for it anyways if it did go off. So really, what was the point? Like I said, say what you want about Daima, but you will never convince me that this show doesn't have some of the best fight scenes in all of the Dragon Ball franchise.
Who are you? Identify yourself!
Some kid took out your whole squad, and instead of running, you asked him to identify himself? Boy, y'all are stupid. I don't know who's stupider, the Frieza Force or these guys.
Who are you?
Once again, you just saw this guy take out a whole squad, then proceeded to help you after you got caught. And in a cocky ass tone, you asked your rescuer who they are. I'm just saying, does that not sound stupid to anybody else? Were we supposed to gasp at this face reveal or something? Like, they made it so dramatic, like it was some big reveal, even though they already showed her in the trailers, intro, and mid-break scene. Alright, episode 5, Pansy. This is where I start to crack a little bit. Her not knowing what training is a really dumbass question, seeing that that's exactly what her father's army was doing when they got to the castle. And yes, I spoiled who she is. Oops! I don't care, because that's such a dumbass line to ask.
Your ears are so round. What race are you?
America. Gotcha.
You shut it, little boy.
Once again, if he didn't shut his mouth, what the actual fuck was you gonna do about this, little girl?
Hey, slow down. I'm going with you.
No, you're not.
I wish we could, Gordito, but every anime group has to have a female in their group because, sure, Pansy didn't have to be here. Don't get me wrong, she doesn't do anything offensive for real that makes me don't want her there, but she also doesn't really add anything to the table. Hell, she wasn't even to help fixing the plane when they finally got one, and tinkering was her whole thing in the first place. Like, Gordito was already affiliated with the king, so them getting to know him without her could have still worked out.
Well, I've also got another name, Kakarot.
I do like when Goku owns up to his Saiyan name. Cool.
So you came here for fun? Most people wouldn't hang out in the 3rd demon world unless they had to.
No, for real though, why do female characters do this? There are 3 guys here that can beat the fuck out of you. And instead of trying to just figure stuff out on your own rather than just start barking questions like they owe you an explanation, you decide to antagonize them, not knowing what they could do to you. Who's really the smart one here? She really is just here to fill the bossy girl stereotype in the group. And it was so damn unneeded, especially when we're already going to get Bulma into the group eventually. On top of that, why wasn't Shin suspicious of her? She was asking mad questions right off the rip, and then consistently was trying to figure out what they were up to. But I digress, that shit's just dumb.
I gotta say, it looks kinda junky for a castle.
Don't be rude. It's
She took offense, and you idiots didn't think that was weird? The random checkups with Gomu was just panning and unnecessary.
what did you just call me?
Your Highness! Princess!
If you didn't see something like this happening, you're horrible at picking up on stuff. Pop quiz, Pansy. The fuck are they doing here? The infamous Demon King from New Jersey. But for real, I do like the king. He's funny and pretty chill with his followers. This whole mystery crap was unnecessary in the end, but I'll talk about it later.
Actually, I've got a wife and 2 kids at home, so I can't take you up on that.
At least Goku's loyal.
Strong, would you mind giving us a demonstration?
So a massacre you asked for. Gotcha. One thing I love in animes is when you know someone's about to get their ass beat without the beater even really breaking a sweat. Ugh, just so poetic. Dude, look at this and tell me that this fight isn't cool as fuck. These are just basic fights, and they made sure to still give these fights love when it came down to the fight scene. Hey, don't tease me, you little whore. That's the face of a proud father right there. Hibis is a gem and I love him.
Z! Oh, whoa! What's all that for?
I'm going too, Dad.
1, you weren't invited, nor were you needed. 2, how long did you think this trip was before Gordito even said anything? And 3, why did you know, knowing you were essentially a slave? She was no help in this situation at all.
Should be helpful when this jalopy falls out of the sky.
She indeed was not help in that situation.
He was lying to us from the start.
That's all true now that you mention it. But hey, in the end, does it really matter?
No, Goku, no. It literally does not in the end.
What are you crying about, huh?
Not even a minute till this ship messed up.
That was the engine crapping out. Why? Well, it's pretty old and we might have overloaded it just a little.
Aren't you supposed to be the smart one? The tinkerer that knows about machines? How the fuck did you not know this? One more time before the episode ends. Pansy wasn't needed. If anything, she prolonged the trip. And the last critique I have about this episode is why didn't they just go back? They didn't fly that far, so I don't get why they didn't just go back to the king's castle in the first place. But let me guess. In a span of literally like 3 seconds, they're actually miles away. Fuck you, Daima, sometimes. Good gracious. But that'll do it for this video. I will be continuing this series. I will be doing the entire series. I'm just doing 5 at a time. So if you like to watch those and stay tuned for them, make sure to go to my channel, subscribe, leave a like, and comment down. How do you guys feel about Daima? Do you like it? Do you hate it? I won't bitch at you if you dislike it. Just be respectful, man. It ain't that hard. And if you got the time and you don't got nothing else to do, I got a whole bunch of shorts you can go watch and we can debate, talk, chill, do whatever you want, man. Just come hang out with me for a while. I got more videos to come. Sorry if this one came out a little too short. Some of my footage got messed up, but we're not going to talk about that. But either way it go, I appreciate you guys watching. And I appreciate all the people that have been following me this past year and the year before that. We're kicking it up a little notch this year. Hopefully we can make it to 1,000 by the year. So, hey, if you can, like, subscribe, share, do whatever you want to. I don't know. Goon to it. Wait, don't do that. My voice ain't that sexual. Or is it? Look, all right. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Make sure to stay tuned and stay chill. Peace!